Moet nou nie net daai doen nie, jy moet nog gou hier fokus, né? Ek het jou net 'n end weg daar gehelp. Dis al. Het jy nog?
Number 2. Instead of K, it's pushing B.
Ja, maar daar gee hulle vir jou cos x is k. So dis baie dieselfde. Ja, maar jy het nou net tan x. So it's very much the same, but don't go check, nee. Probeer dit eers self en dan gaan kyk jy of jy dieselfde daai. Maar nie alles is 100% dieselfde nie. Okay, so example 1, but you guys are obviously on the right track daarso. Goed, gee ek vir jou 2 cos 2x op 1 plus sin 2x is gelyk aan cos x minus sin x over cos x plus sin x. I have got to prove. Jy moet gaan bewys, nee? So then we said we either work with the left-hand side or the right-hand side. Sometimes we even have to work with both, nee? Okay, right. So option 1, I'm going to give you 2 options here. Option 1 is we start with the left-hand side. Okay, so remember, linkerkant gaan dan wees. The cos 2x, I can say is the same as cos squared x minus sin squared x over then 1 plus sin 2x is the same as, nou wil ek gou dit eers een kant vir jou wys. Sin kwadraat. I'm going to show you how I got to this just now. Kyk gou hierso. Sin, it's a trinomial. Okay, kyk gou. Sin 2x. Okay, maybe this will make more sense. So gaan cos bottom part. Kyk gou hier. Wat gaan nou aan? Hoekom mag sy nie wees nie? Hy sê dis oop vir almal. Cos x. This one at the bottom. Kyk gou hier. Sin kwadraat plus 2 sin x cos x plus cos kwadraat. It's the same as x squared plus 2xy plus y squared. Jy is nog nie by nie. Nee. Kyk gou hier, ek gaan nou hier onder uitvee, né? if you had this, x squared plus 2xy plus y squared. It's a trinomial, né? So factors of x squared will be x times x, and factors of y squared will be y times y, né? And then that tells me signs must be the same, and I must get 2xy. So I'm going to say x times positive y will give me positive xy, and x times positive y, because that will give me positive xy. So positive xy plus positive xy will give me the 2xy. So then I know it will be x plus y, x plus y. Now, but instead of x's and y's, I'm actually working with sine and cos. Is hierby? So that's why this bottom part becomes sine x plus cos x, sine x plus cos x. Nee. And this top part is difference in two squares. Hey, can you see, because I've got a negative in between and I've got square root of cos and square root of sine. So that becomes cos x minus sine x and cos x plus sine x. It's like having x squared minus y squared, because that will become x plus y, x minus y. Sien jy nou by? Nee. Okay, right. So then you can see that the cos x plus sine and the cos x plus sine x will cancel out. Nee? Even though over here it's sine x plus cos x, over there it's switched around, dis mos dieselfde ding. Nee. Okay, so dan eindig ons met cos x minus sine x over sine x plus cos x, which is what we've got on the right-hand side. Okay, so that's option 1. Okay, kom ek wys gou vir jou nog 'n tweede opsie ook. Julle skryf nog, nee. Ek het nou nie eers gevra nie. I didn't even ask. Do you guys all know how I got from here to there? Maar julle koeks en julle sê my niks. Only one is nodding. Huh? Okay, kyk gou hier. That one, nee, is, excuse, sine squared x plus cos squared x. Sien julle dit? 1, sine squared x plus cos squared x is equal to 1. So in plaas van 1 het ek daai gaan skryf. Nee? Now, sine 2x, double angle, is the same as 2 sine x cos x. Is julle by? You guys see that? Maar ek het dit juist so gaan skryf om daai 3 term mooi te kan vorm. To form the trinomial so that I could factorize. You guys good? That is why I'm giving you option 2, because then you can't work with the left-hand side. Then you would work with the right-hand side. Maar hy is ook nie baie makliker nie. Okay, but whenever we prove, nee, remember, it might be that you, ja, hier sou jy stuck gewees het in die eerste stapie al. But sometimes you get stuck at a point, and that's why we say, if that happens, work with the other side. Maybe you can work towards that. Then technically you only worked halfway, both sides, but you still get to the same answer, en as het mos reg. Okay. So, En asseblief, moet net nooit gaan uitvee nie, because you guys try, and then you think, I can't get it. So you draw a line through it, of jy vee dit uit. And then you were actually on the right track. So moet net nooit uitvee nie, want as jy 'n lyn deurgetrek het, mag ons die merk nie, né? Okay, can I skip to the next page? Anyone still copying? Okay, so option 2. Kyk gou. Opsie 2. Obviously at option 2, we're going to work it from the right-hand side. So over here, start with right-hand side. Ons gaan begin met die regterkant. Okay, nou, die regterkant was gelyk aan cos x minus sin x over cos x plus sin x. Okay, now, you guys can see there's no tan, so I can't go and write it any other way. There's no double angles, no identities, jy's stuck. Nee. Goed, so, wat julle baie keer dan vergeet is, we can go and multiply this with something so that we eventually get to a double angle or some other identity. Nee, het hang af waartoe ons probeer werk. Now, just remember that when we multiply, you have to have it in the form of a fraction, and it must be the same thing at both the top and the bottom, so that it's technically multiplying by 1. Verstaan julle wat ek bedoel? So let's say I multiply with cos, I've got to multiply with cos over cos, because that's the same as 1. So I'm not changing anything. Is julle by? Goed, so in hierdie geval, nee, ek wil nou kyk na waartoe ek werk. Look at the left-hand side. At the top, I have cos 2x. Nee. And if you think of cos 2x, that can be the same as cos squared x minus sin squared x. Nee. So what must I multiply this top part with to get cos squared x minus sin squared x? Cos x plus sin x. Kyk gou. Cos x plus sin x. Want if I go multiply this top part, now I'm going to get, that's the opposite of the difference in two squares. Like what we did at option 1. sien julle? Do you guys see that? Nee. Yeah. Okay, great. So that would eventually now give me cos squared x minus sin squared x. Do you guys understand? Okay, so that's how I decided to choose that specifically. Okay, now when I want to multiply with that, I also have to do it at the bottom. So cos x plus sin x. As long as whatever you multiply with must be the same at the top and the bottom. Okay, so now at the top, it would then give me cos squared x minus sin squared x. En onder, kyk eintlik lyk hy so, nee? That whole thing and this whole thing. Nee. Okay, so onder gaan ek dan kry cos x times cos x would give me cos squared x. Cos x times the sin x will give me cos x sin x. And then sin x times cos x, again sin x cos x. So dit gaan dan raak 2 cos x sin x. Do you guys agree? Okay, and sin x times sin x, sin squared x. Okay, now at the top, that cos squared x minus sin squared x is eintlik mos my dubbelhoek identiteit, wat mos is cos 2x over, and now I want you to see that cos squared x plus sine squared x will give me 1 plus, and 2 cos x sine x is the same as sine 2x. And that is the same as the left-hand side, die linkerkant. Okay, so jy kon met enige een van die twee gewerk het. So the right-hand side might seem a bit easier, but the tricky part or the difficult part is deciding with what I am going to multiply. Okay, maak het sin, julle ouens? Is julle reg? Okay, kan ek maar skip? Anyone still copying? Skip gaan op. Okay, so your homework. Is oefening 4, nummer 3. And then exercise 5. One 1.2. One 1.5, 1.8. Kan ek nog drukkies gee? Daar sit 7 sommetjies. 2.1, 2.4, 2.7. Okay. Nee, definitely. Ja.
Did this committee just become the informal head of the school? Or the district?
Net van die skool.
Just in the school. So wasn't he informal head for a while or anything?
Nee, juffrou Tromp was mos, nee? And then Miss Conradi, like, but she didn't want to. She doesn't like doing that. So she said that she would help, but Miss Snijgans was over 8 and 9, and then Mr. Mattia was 10, 11, 12. So they kind of broke it up between those two people, but Miss Conradi was overseeing, right? And then Mr. Mattia applied for the post, en toe hy mos al die pos gekry, so nou is hy van 8 tot 12 graad, 8 en vakhoof, ja. Basically what Miss Tromp was back then. Dis dit. Jy raak departementshoof, and then if you want in school, dan, hy was mos nou al graadhoof, nee? So you can be grade head, and then you can be like phase head, meaning like over the whole phase of grade 10 to 12 or phase of grade 8 to 9. En dan van daar af akademiese hoof.
Because I feel like he wants to be principal.
Maar dan kan hy mos van.
No, but I'm just trying to figure out what the stakes.
En dan net vir 'n man om op te beweeg in die ranks.
It's easier.
Nee, behalwe dat dit easier is, ek sê as jy 'n man is, frickin' hell, beweeg op so vinnig as wat jy kan.
Yeah.
Want die man is gewoonlik ook die hoofbroodwinner in 'n huisgesin. Né? Nee?
Man, I don't agree with that.
Want onthou, hulle gesin is ook nou op 'n stadium waar hulle het al een babatjie. So it could be that they maybe go for a second, having a second baby, and then during that time your wife's not working. So as man van die huis moet hy maar probeer die ranks klim. Dis net logies.
I feel like he's going to be the principal. Just a mini surprise.
Kan wees. Julle, ek rekord dit alles, né? Nee? Okay, kan ek maar gou weer stop voor julle verder kinders, né? Nee? Okay.